What's going on, Everly Sports? Back with another video. In this video, I'm going to be doing my NBA playoff predictions for this 2022 playoff season. And let's get right into it. Starting off with the Western Conference, the 1-8 matchup, we got the Phoenix Suns and the New Orleans Pelicans. And I have the Suns winning that series in 6 games. I think it's going to be a better series than people make it seem. I think the Pelicans are still they're a good team. And I think they're really going to have a shot to win some games in that series. I think they're actually going to come out with 2 wins, but I don't think they'll win the series. The Suns, of course, the best record in the NBA this season. I think they take care of business fairly easily. Then with the 4-5 matchup, we got the Dallas Mavericks and the Utah Jazz. The Mavericks don't have Luka Doncic. If they did, I would have them winning. But he seems to be banged up at the current moment. He won't play game 1, and we don't know his status moving forward. So for that reason, I'm going to take the Jazz in 7. They got Rudy Gobert, Donovan Mitchell. They have some serious players. Bogdanovic is really good as well. They're well coached by Quinn Snyder. They have some good bench players, Jordan Clarkson. I really like their team, and I think they're going to be able to go out on the road in a Game 7 and win that game. Against the Dallas Mavericks, and then the 3-6. I think this is going to be the best series in the Western Conference for the first round. The Golden State Warriors and the Denver Nuggets, and I got the Warriors winning in 7 games at home. I think when you put together Klay Thompson and Steph Curry, you're just putting a really serious and very strong duo together. And with Jamal Murray and Porter out, I don't think Nikola Jokic will be able to do it himself with that Nuggets team and be able to take down the Warriors. Had the Nuggets had home court advantage, that might have been a different story. But since the Warriors would be having a Game 7 at home with that great crowd, they're really strong at home. I'm going to take them in 7 games. And then the 2-7 matchup, the Grizzlies and the Timberwolves, I got the Grizzlies in 6 games. I think Karl-Anthony Towns will be able to part together with Anthony Edwards, D'Angelo Russell and company and put together a good series. But I think Ja Morant, Desmond Bane, that young Memphis Grizzlies team, I think they're doing really well right now. Steven Adams is great on the glass. He's going to give Karl-Anthony Towns a tough time in that series. It should be very good, but I'm going to go with the Memphis Grizzlies in 6 games. So we have the Suns playing the Jazz in round 2, as well as the Grizzlies and the Warriors in the Western Conference second round. In a matchup between the Phoenix Suns and the Utah Jazz, I got the Suns winning that one in 6 games. I think the Suns get to the Western Conference Finals. Of course, the defending Western Conference champions, I think they get to the West Finals. This year, they beat the Jazz in 6 games in that 1-5 second round matchup. Take a look at Chris Paul, Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton, Bridges. They have a good team over there. They're well coached by Monty Williams. I think they have what it takes to win a title. And I think they're ultimately going to be contenders and have a shot. But I think they're going to beat the Jazz in the second round in 6 games. So I got them beating the Pelicans and the Jazz in 6 games per series. So they close both out on the road. And then in the 3-2 matchup between the Golden State Warriors and the Memphis Grizzlies, I got the Warriors in 7 games. That's going to be a hell of a series. But ultimately, you take a look at Steph Curry. I mean, that guy's on a tear right now. He seems to be healthy, getting healthy at the right time. I think if he continues to play at the rate he's been playing, which I think he will, that's going to be a tough team to stop. I mean, you take a look at the players that Steph Curry has around him as well. I mean, it's a scary list. You take a look at Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, obviously Andrew Wiggins. We know what he is. He's a very good player. They have some very good pieces. Jordan Poole, he's not a joke himself either. I mean, they're the 3 seed in the Western Conference. Obviously, they have Kuminga. They have some good players that are really going to be helpful in the playoffs. And I got the Warriors to take down the Memphis Grizzlies in 7, leaving us with a Suns and Warriors Western Conference Finals. And I'm going to have the Warriors winning the West in 7 games. I think Steph Curry, like I said, Draymond Green, Steph Curry, and Klay Thompson are just going to be too much for a lot of teams. I think it's going to be a great series, but I ultimately think it goes 7 and the Warriors take them down. I think, they have a lot of guys that could stop certain players. You take a look at Draymond Green. I think he would do a great job on Devin Booker. I think Steph Curry guarding Chris Paul would be a pretty good matchup there, so it would be a fun series, but I would have the Warriors coming out in 7, and the Warriors being the champions of the West. Shifting over the Eastern Conference, the 1-8 matchup, the Miami Heat and the Atlanta Hawks. I got the Heat in 6 games, but that's going to be a great series. Any series you have Trae Young playing, you know that it's going to be good. It's going to be a fun matchup. Of course, the Hawks last season, they went to the conference finals until they lost to the future NBA champion Milwaukee Bucks. But Trae Young, that guy's on a mission. I think it's going to be a great series. I think some people might have a sweep or 5 games. I think it's going to be a pretty good and pretty long series. I really do. I think Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, Kyle Lowry, though, will be too much for the Hawks to handle. They also got Tyler Hero. They have some spot-up shooters, Max Strus. I think those guys are going to be able to get the job done, but ultimately, I think the Hawks are going to make it a good series. Miami in 6. Then we got our 4-5 matchup, the Sixers and the Raptors. I made a video previewing the series, of course, because I cover the Raptors mainly as the main NBA team on the channel. I had that video last night. Check that one out if you haven't already done so. I gave my predictions in that one, and it hasn't changed. I got the Raptors in 6 games. I think they close it out at home. I think the Raptors are a nightmare for any team, really, especially the Philadelphia 76ers. So, I really think that's going to be a really nice series. And I think the Raptors come out on top in 6 games for the reasons I, stated in my video. So check out that video. In the 3-6 matchup, we got the Bucks and the Bulls, and I'm going to go with the Bucks in 5 games. I think the Bucks have just been really good this year. The Bulls are getting cold at the wrong time. Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, Nikola Vucevic, they could turn on at any point. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is a series or even if they win. But ultimately, I think Giannis, the defending champions, I don't see how they, lose this series against the Bulls team that's really been struggling of late. But who knows? The Bulls could turn it on at any time and, find ways to win games. But I have the Bucks in 5 games. And then we got the 2-7 matchup, the Celtics and the Nets. I think this is going to be an awesome series. Ben Simmons, we don't know what he's doing. We don't know if he's going to be back for Game 4. Some reports say he will be. Steve Nash has no idea. Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, they really don't seem like they're expecting him to play. But I got the Celtics regardless. I got the Celtics in 7 games. The Celtics have been really good. They really have. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, they've been unbelievable. They're, of course, missing Robert Williams, which is going to be tough for them in the first round. Hopefully for them, if they get to the second round, he can come back there. But I just think the Celtics match up well against the Nets. I really do believe they do. I think Tatum and KD would be a great head-to-head matchup. But ultimately, the Celtics have guys. Marcus Smart, he could guard 1 to 5, and he's going to be crucial in this series. The role players the Celtics have, I think, are really important. Like I said, Smart, Derek White is a huge piece. Grant Williams, those are big pieces. Daniel Tice, these are going to be key factors in this series. And Marcus Smart's going to have to be very good defensively, and I expect him to be. I think he's going to be able to not shut down, but slow down whoever he's guarding, whether that's Kyrie or KD. I think he's going to be able to do his part there. And I think the Celtics will win that series in 7 games. That would set up a 1-5 matchup between the Heat and the Raptors, and a 2-3 matchup between the Celtics and the Bucks. And starting off with the 1-5 matchup, I got the Raptors beating the Heat. This might come as a surprise to a lot of teams, but there's always that one team that no one really views as a team that's going to do anything in the playoffs. And I feel like the Raptors are really being slept on this year, and I got them going to the Eastern Conference Finals. I think they're going to knock down the Heat in 7 games. I think they could walk into Miami in a Game 7 and take them down. We've seen how well they played Miami this season. They beat them a couple times. I believe they split the season series 2-2, and the Raptors were pretty banged up in 1 or 2 of those losses. So it's really going to be a series. What a storyline it would be, Kyle Lowry versus the Toronto Raptors in the second round of the playoffs. But I would have the Raptors. Moving on to the 2-3 matchup. That would be the Celtics and the Bucks. I got the Bucks winning that one in 6 games, and the Bucks going back to the Eastern Conference Finals. The defending Eastern Conference NBA champion Bucks. I think they take down the Celtics. I think the Celtics are good. I don't think they're good enough to, make it past the second round, especially if they run into the Bucks, who I think are a very, very good team. Obviously, they got Giannis, Milton, Holiday, and that crew there. So I ultimately would have the Bucks in 6 games, setting up a Eastern Conference Finals of the Bucks and the Raptors, and I would have the Bucks winning in 7 games and going back to the NBA Finals. I think the Raptors would make this a series, obviously. You take a look at Nick Nurse and what he's been able to do, especially against Giannis and the Bucks, and really against everyone. He's given every superstar in the league a hard time, and I think he would do just that in this series. But I think ultimately the Raptors would kind of run out of steam, and I think that the Bucks would take them down in 7 games, setting up an NBA Finals of the Golden State Warriors and the Milwaukee Bucks. And I would have the Warriors winning the NBA title in 7 games. That's right, I got the Golden State Warriors as the NBA champions of this season. Their path to the finals, well, it's the Denver Nuggets, it's the Memphis Grizzlies, the Phoenix Suns, and the Milwaukee Bucks. I think Steph Curry, he's going to put together a special postseason, win Finals MVP, and win the NBA title. But that is all I got in this video, guys. You guys let me know down below in the comment section your thoughts on my predictions. Let me know if you agree, disagree, what you would change, what you would keep. Let me know all that good stuff down below in the comment section. As always, please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Enjoy the playoffs, and as always, let's go Raptors.